So are you also still doing the SEO of your YouTube channel manually? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to leverage AI agents for effortless YouTube content SEO automation. So over here I am a YouTube content creator for the gaming field, and we regularly used to post videos on our YouTube channel. But doing the SEO manually is such a time consuming and a tedious task. So to solve this problem, I've simply created this amazing automation where as soon as I'm going to add the video details in my Google Sheets, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the SEO content. Further, I'm just going to add that same content into my Google Sheets so that my team can review it and further we can post it. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, and then Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own YouTube channel, then for that you have to come with me towards my screen. Welcome to my screen. So today I'll guide you on how to leverage an AI agent to automate the SEO process for your YouTube content. So by using an AI agent, you can generate the title, the description, and the tags for your YouTube content. This automation will improve your search rankings, boost your video visibility, and help your content reach a larger audience. So let's get your videos discovered more easily with the power of AI. So let's say that I'm just going to enter the game title, the content type, the target platform, the main focus, and the keywords right over here. And after entering all of these details, automatically my AI agent is going to generate the title, the description, and the tags right over here. We don't have to do it manually. It is going to happen in backend, and automatically my AI agent is going to generate all of these three details and add these details right over here into our spreadsheet. So let's say that I'm simply going to enter the game title, the content type, the target platform, the main focus, and the keywords right over here. And now using these same details, my AI agent is going to generate me the title, the description, and the tags. We don't have to do it manually. All of this is going to happen in backend, and all of these three details would be added right over here in my spreadsheet. Automatically, my AI agent is going to generate me the title, the description, and the tags. And as you can see, within seconds in real time, my AI agent has generated me the title, the description, and the tags right over here. Without any manual efforts, all of this happened in backend, and automatically these three details have been added right over here in my spreadsheet. Further, I can review the details right from here and post it on my YouTube channel. So as you can see that this is the power of automation which we are going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own YouTube channel, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, we are simply going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And in order to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect, I'm simply going to open a new tab, and in the browser we are going to search for pabbly.com/connect. So I'm just going to search for pabbly.com/connect right over here. And now it is opening the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And now after opening this landing page, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So if you are a new user, you can click on this sign up for free, and you are going to get 100 of stars free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And as soon as we are going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connect's account. And as soon as we are going to click on this access now, it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we simply have to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created in which I save my workflows. And if you also want to create a new folder, you can go towards this add new folder button given right over here and create your own. I have already created multiple multiple, so I'm just going to save my workflow in one of this only, which is automations. And now I want to name my workflow as how to leverage AI agents for effortless YouTube content SEO automation. And then we're simply going to click on this button which says create. And as soon as we are going to click on this create, it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger and actions are the two main principles on which our workflow is going to run. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger, and that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of a trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use this same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL, and then we're going to follow the help text, and it is saying log into your single Google Sheets account. Alright, so we're going to do the same. I'm just going to open the spreadsheet for which I want to create this automation. And after opening this spreadsheet, what we're going to do is we're going to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then we have to go towards this get add-ons. And after coming over here towards this get add-ons, we have to search for an app which is the extension right over here, which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So I'm simply going to search for Pabbly Connect Webhooks and select it right over here. And now it is opening this extension. So if you wish, you can definitely install this extension right from here. I have already installed this extension, so that is the reason it is giving me the option of uninstall. But if you wish, you can definitely install this extension right from here. And after installing this extension, you simply have to refresh your spreadsheet. Otherwise, you're not going to get the option of Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here in your extension tab. And after getting the option of this Pabbly Connect Webhooks, we have to simply go towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me for the webhook URL and the trigger column. So we are simply going to paste the webhook URL which we copied from our workflow, and now for the trigger column, I'm simply going to enter my trigger column. So the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. Alright, so over here my trigger column is E because what I want is that as soon as I add all of these 5 details, then only the details should be sent towards my webhook URL. If I wanted to include only 4 details, then my trigger column would be D. So you have to enter your trigger column according to your spreadsheet. Alright, so now after entering my trigger column, I'm simply going to click on this submit. And yes, with this we have successfully received a message which says setup configured successfully. So with this we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response, and in the notes it is saying do a test submission / record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. Alright, so I'm just going to open my spreadsheet and go towards this extensions Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and over here we have to switch on this button which is send on event. It is a really important step to switch on this button which is send on event, because now upon switching on this button, what is going to happen is that whenever a new event is going to occur in this spreadsheet, automatically the details would be sent towards my webhook URL. Alright, so now after switching on this button, we are going to do the test submission. So I'm just going to enter all of these 5 details right over here. Alright, so I'm simply going to enter the game title, the content type, the target platform, the main focus, and at last I'm simply going to enter the keyword / tags. So now after entering all of these details, now these details have been sent towards my webhook URL. So I'm simply going to open my workflow, and yes, you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see all the details which we entered during our test submission. So yes, with this we have successfully completed our trigger step, and now what is going to happen is that as soon as I add all of these 5 details right over here in my workflow, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered and Pabbly is going to capture the response for the same. Now further, what I want is I want to leverage AI agents for effortless YouTube content SEO automation. So I'm just going to go towards this action step, and I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm just going to search for OpenAI and select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as ChatGPT structured AI output. So I'm just going to let you know why I selected structured AI output further in this video. And then we are simply going to click on this disconnect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this, select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need to enter here. Alright, so I'm simply going to go towards my OpenAI API key page to get the API key. And after opening this page, I'm simply going to go towards this create new secret key. It is asking me for the key name. So let's say I'm just going to name my key as SEO. Select the project and click on this create secret key button. And now over here is my API key. So I'm simply going to copy this API key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this API key, we are simply going to click on this button which says save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And after connecting this OpenAI account, it is asking me to select the AI model. So I'm simply going to select my AI model as GPT-4o Mini. You can select any another of your choice. And now it is asking me to select the role. So over here, you must be wondering, what is this role? So over here, you have to select the role in which you want the AI agent to respond. If I select the role as user, over here, it is asking me for the content user, which is to enter the prompt where AI agent is going to reply as user. If you want it to reply as assistant, you can go towards this assistant, and then you have to enter the content assistants right over here. But if you want that AI agent should give a layered response, then for that you can go towards this mapping button, switch on this mapping button and enter comma separated value right over here, like user, system right over here, so that AI agent can take all of these three roles. All right, but I want this role to be user only, so I'm simply going to switch off this mapping button and select the role as user. Now we're going to move forward. It is asking me for the content user. So over here, I'm just going to enter the prompt which I want to give to my AI agent. And yes, over here you can see that this is my prompt, which is I'm creating SEO optimized content for my gaming related topics. I need you to help me generate the following information based on the details provided in my Google Sheets. All right, so over here I'm just going to enter the details which I have in my Google Sheets, like the game title and the rest. But over here I'm not going to enter the details manually, but instead we are going to map it. So you must be wondering, what is mapping? So mapping is a method by Pabbly which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details automatically, my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm just going to map the game title first right over here. I'm just going to look for game title and map it right over here. Next, I'm just going to map the content type. I'm just going to look for it and map it. Next, I'm just going to map the platform right over here. Now I'm just going to map the main focus. I'm just going to look for main focus and map it. Next, I'm just going to map the tags and the keywords. And after mapping all of these details, we are going to move on forward. It is asking me for the response format. So over here, this is the reason why we selected structured AI output as our action event. Because what is going to happen is that I want to generate three details using my AI agent, which is title, description, and tags. So if I selected ChatGPT as my action event, it would have generated all of these three in a single field only. But I have to map all of these three details further in my Google Sheet action step, right? So for that, I want all of these three details in different fields. So that is the reason why we selected this structured AI output right over here. All right. So now to get this structured AI output, we first have to enter the response format. So to enter this response format, we have to enter a JSON schema. So don't worry, I'm just going to let you know. You simply have to copy this example right from below and paste it right over here. And now what we have to do is we have to generate a JSON schema. So first I'm just going to erase this your JSON schema, and over here we are going to enter a JSON schema. So no, we are not going to use any programming or coding language to generate this JSON schema. But what we're going to do is I'm simply going to open this URL, which is platform.openai.com/docs/guides/structured outputs. So don't worry, you're going to get this URL in the description box below too, so you can directly open it from there. Alright, so now after opening this URL, we are simply going to go towards this button which says generate. So over here, we're going to generate a JSON schema using our AI agent only. So I'm just going to describe how I want my JSON schema to be. So what are the three details which I want to extract? The title, the description and the tags, right? So I'm just going to give the same details right over here. So first I want to extract the title. So I'm just going to enter title. What is the format of this title? It is type of text. So I'm just going to enter type of text. Now over here I'm just going to give a little description, which is give me the title. Alright, so I'm just going to enter this description. Now we're going to move on forward towards the next. I want to extract the description. So I'm just going to enter description right over here. What is it? It is a type of text. So I'm just going to enter type of text. Now I'm just going to enter the description, which is give me the description. Now we're going to move on further towards the tags. I want to generate tags. So I'm just going to enter tags. It is also type of text. So I'm just going to enter type of text. But over here in the description, it is really important that I'm just going to mention that give me comma separated tags. Alright, so I want to generate comma separated tags, so that's why I've entered this in the description. And after entering this prompt, I'm simply going to click on this button which says create. And now my AI agent is going to generate me the JSON schema. So over here you can see that it has successfully generated me the JSON schema. So now what we have to do is we simply have to copy this JSON schema right from here, and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow over here. So I'm just going to simply paste it. And after pasting this, we have successfully completed this response format step. Now we're going to move on further. It is asking me for many another details. So all of these details are not the required. So I'm just going to leave it as blank. If you wish, you can definitely fill out and select these details. I'm just going to keep it as default only and click on this save and send test request. And as soon as we're going to click on this save and send test request, yes, over here my AI agent has generated me the title, the description and the tags one by one. Over here you can see the title, over here you can see the description and the tags generated. So now what we're going to do is I'm simply going to add all of these three right over here in my spreadsheet. For that, I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, once again, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as update a row. So I'm just going to select update row right over here because I want to update a whole row, right? Which is the title, description and tags. So that is the reason I selected update row, and I'm just going to simply click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets, you can go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me. What we have to do is we have to go towards this add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And now it is asking me to select my Gmail account with the help of which I want to connect my Google Sheets. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account with the help of which I want to connect my Google Sheets. And now Pabbly is asking me for some permission. So I'm just going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for because my data is secure with Pabbly. And with this, we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connect workflow. And now it is asking me to select the spreadsheet and the sheet. So over here, the name of my spreadsheet is YouTube SEO optimization. So I'm just going to select the same. And now for the sheet, I'm simply going to select it as sheet 1 right over here. And now it is asking me for the row index. So I'm simply going to map this row index which we have received in the response of our previous step. So I'm just going to look for row index and map it. We're going to move on forward. It is asking me for all of these details. But we don't want to update these details, but only I want to update these three details, which is the title, description and tags. So I'm simply going to update these only. I'm just going to map the title, then I'm just going to simply map the description which my AI generated, and then the tags. And now after mapping all of these three details, we can simply click on this save and send test request. And yes, with this you can see these details have been added right over here in my spreadsheet, that too without any manual efforts. So with this, we have successfully completed this workflow. And now what is going to happen is that whenever I add these details, which is game title, the content type, the target platform, main focus and the keywords right over here in my spreadsheet, automatically my workflow is going to get triggered. My AI agent is going to generate me the SEO optimized titles, description and tag, and then further we are going to add all of these three which my AI agent generated into my spreadsheet once again, that too without any manual efforts. All of this is going to happen in backend. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow. Like I showed you in the starting of this video, I only have to enter the details, and within seconds, all of these details like the title, description, and tags would be generated and added right over here in my spreadsheet. So yes, you also go and try this amazing automation for your own YouTube channel. And if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, everyone. So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.